Welcome to Let's Review. It's a little bit different, especially now that you see right now. I am using I'm doing it using Roblox. That's because it's gonna be something different. Also, no, actually I was gonna say that something different. This video is gonna be actually a little different from my other Let's Reviews. I'm going to be doing episode reviewings now. I'm gonna be doing a few of those. I'm gonna be reviewing doing a few episodes. Those episodes are going to be the Splinter, True for Square, Aura Report, and maybe if I'm feeling up for it, a pal for Gary and one course meal, and probably Pet Sitter Pat. The reason why I want to do these episodes is because I want to do more or with my Let's Review series than just just doing simple stuff like making game videos all the time. Let me just do something real quick and then I'll get started. Sorry about that. Now, anyways, let's talk about the Splinter. The episode The Splinter from Spongebob. Yeah, most of these episodes that I'm going to be talking about is from the 6 to 8 era. You know, that really crappy era where SpongeBob was completely garbage, and the episodes were getting worse and worse, and the characters were acting completely mean and really out of character. Yeah, that season is in part. So let's talk about the Splinter. The Splinter is basically simple. SpongeBob gets a Splinter and he has to get it out. Sorry, let me just try again. SpongeBob gets a Splinter and he spends 11 minutes and is trying to get it out before Mr. Krabs finds out and has to send him home. Now, right now, you can find this episode being one of two things: disgusting or boring. First, during your first watch, you might find it to be very disgusting. In later watches, you might find it to be very boring. Because let's run over this. There is completely boring filler, and there's also this scene where SpongeBob basically gets a Splinter, and he's cringing trying to pull it out. I don't know if that's a really terrible way for comedy or a way just to make the audience cringe. Especially since, well, we all had Splinters once in our life, and we can feel his pain. Why we can find it boring is that it's just basically random nonsense. Now let's also talk about its comedy. The comedy is basically like something like Squidward smashing himself on the head with a with a cash register, and Patrick smashing Splinter with a mallet. Those both fail for two reasons. One, it's not funny for Squidward banging himself with the cash register. It's basically just him being an idiot to get out of work. And Patrick, the whole mallet thing is actually really funny. The only problem is, it just has so much wounding up time to it. And the more you wound up the, punchline, the less it's gonna be funny, or the more it's gonna get stale, and the less it's gonna be funny. If you want to do a wound up really long like that, you have to make it get really surprising for the joke. And also, you can also find the characters to be also really repetitive and boring. For the for this episode. In this episode, you can find either two characters to be hated: Patrick or Mr. Krabs. I find Patrick to be the one that I hate. The reason why is because he never helps in the scenarios. The problems that SpongeBob has. Sure, he did something like make a paper bubble worse, but it worked because he was there to see the consequences. And so it worked. In this episode scenario, he just makes SpongeBob's problem worse and just walks away. And that shows how much so much not fun effort is put into these characters. And to call that the episode to Splinter to be a really insult to the SpongeBob critic would be very much an insult. Because this episode is so terrible that it belongs in the garbage. And the worst part about it, the writers are really terrible. I know that because I looked at the writers and I didn't know any of the writers. Most of the writers just looked like lazy people that had no experience on SpongeBob. That is how much little effort I find into the whole this whole Splinter episode. In my conclusion, or to conclude, the Splinter is a complete gross out episode. Everyone when the episode is a complete jerk, and basically I hate the whole episode. I give the episode a 10 out of 10. That means for negative feelings, and that means I also hate the episode. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.